Many thanks, I'm Kelly Egiga there, live at the Stakeholder Security Summit, focus on Western Nigeria, focus on banditry, kidnapping and all of that. We have a guest chair in Lagos. Let's also make welcome human rights activist Barrister Justice Onwegbo. Good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us.
Good morning, it is my pleasure.
Ibadan right now is the hub of stakeholders that are talking about security matters. But let's just look at it from another angle. This issue of security. Do you think if all the geopolitical zones were to hold summits at their level, it would actually go a long way in stemming all of these security issues that we have in Nigeria?
Well, I think this is happening as a result of a fallout of the federal government responsibility. I think they have felt that is why all these things are happening. In fact, very soon, families will begin to hold their own summit because the situation has gotten to that extent now. If you remember the works of T.Y. Danjuma, former defense minister, he said that everybody should protect himself. With who, by any means. So I don't pray that we get to that level, but the way things are going, that is what is getting to. But I'm a bit worried because we visualize everything in Nigeria. If you look at that summit now that is being held, at the background you are hearing music, people playing music, and all. Does it call for a jamboree? When the country is in a total dismay and all the rest. So that is the problem we have in this country. We can't take things serious and all the rest. At the end of the day, it's all about a show of work, a show of just to come and talk and blah, blah, blah. After talking, what happens next? Because the people that are supposed to actually be the custodians, let me tell you the truth. As it is today, the formation and the law impose it that all the state governors are the chief security officers of the state. So what stops them from holding a closed door meeting within themselves?
I'm sorry to butt in here. A layman, or I would say some group of people just passing by would say something like, maybe if it's passed into law where no one is allowed out of the country for maybe medical care, education, and of course for security and the likes, and probably that is when we start looking inwards and tighten up our own security issues here. Would you rather say that if such laws is passed, then probably the government is going to make our security, because it looks like right now it's not a serious thing to them, but would you say that if stringent laws are passed concerning security, this could help us beef up our security proactiveness?
Well, I don't see how the issue of passing a law stopping people from traveling abroad for one reason or the other will help our security.
No, they're saying for traveling abroad for seeking for better amenities, as because we don't have it there. Maybe for instance for medical issues, that we don't have a good medical team here, we probably don't have good medical facilities. And also you're looking at education, you travel that. So what they're trying to say is whatever it is that we lack here, that we should have probably worked on to have a better place, and then because you feel you can afford it, particularly the politicians, and you feel it's better you travel out to have it, why would suffer it there? Do you think that passing into law some kind of or passing some kind of strict laws concerning maybe some kind of restrictions is going to help them look inward and see?
We're going by the example you gave also. It cannot work in the first place. It will even go a long way to attack the fundamental human rights of individuals. You cannot tell me if I can afford to travel abroad for medical trip or for education or for one thing I should not go. You understand me? There's no law that says, in fact, it is against the human rights struggle we're talking about, both the African Charter on Peoples and Human Rights and all the rest, and the UN. So it cannot work. And secondly, it is a different thing altogether with security. It has nothing to do with security. But rather, we should be looking at laws on how to combat crime in Nigeria, or how to strengthen our institutions. Let me tell you the truth. The problem we have in Nigeria is just that we don't want to tell ourselves the truth in this country. The security institutions are not working. That is the other thing. We deal on crisis control instead of crime prevention. That's our problem. Where is the intelligence agencies and units of the security agencies?
Do we even have a tool?
We do. What is the duty of the SSS? Now DSS. Because everything has been politicized. Most of the things DSS are doing now is not what they're supposed to be doing. The DSS are taking over the job of the regular police force in Nigeria. So
who is to be accountable for this? Who are we to hold?
It is the government. Will you help me responsible? When people will get into government and they will turn everything upside down because of impunity, selfishness, and personal interest.
And there again, these institutions are complaining of lack of manpower.
There's nothing like lack of manpower. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that we're talking about intelligence gathering. Formally, let me tell you, before a crime is committed or perpetuated, it must have been planned somewhere. And there are units and departments that are saddled with the responsibility of gathering intelligence reports and leaking those information. But these things are not working again. For example, as an individual today, if you get any intelligence information now and relate it to the police, you become the first suspect. And they start dragging you from one place to the other. So what happened? Because there is no synergy between the public, between the people, and the security agents. And remember, these same security agents are also part of the society. So the society is bad. The institutions are not working. Let me tell you, we need to institutionalize the institutions, strengthen them. Let me give you a typical example. We don't need the magus of EFCC for the EFCC to function. No. We don't need it. If the institutions are strengthened, whoever gets in there will leverage on what is on ground, because the institutions has already been built. Anybody can be appointed to be there. But the most important thing is that there is a modus operandi that is operating. All these things we are doing, I see them as child's play, honestly.
Okay, but the thing is that these issues didn't just creep up in our faces all of a sudden. I'm sure they've been there, they've been building up over time. You know, when we talk about the armed banditry in some part of the north and the kidnapping, you know, almost every other day you hear one person has been kidnapped along major highways in the southwest. You know, a school of thought believes that if you handle the issue of youth restiveness or youth unemployment, that you'll be able to handle to a large extent the issue of security. Do you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree, because in the wisdom of the Constitution provides simplicity that the main aim. What does that mean? That is the major purpose of government is for what? Welfare and security of the people. Welfare first before what? Security. What is the implication of that? If there is a good welfare package for the citizens, we will not have security challenges. Yes. Check the ratio of Nigeria today. In a country, you have about 2 million, let's say 20 million or 200 million Nigerians approximately. Then you come to the youth. The youth constitutes about 70% of the entire 70 to 8% of the entire population. Now you come to the youths. The people that are unemployed within this 70% are approximately about 50-something%. What are we saying? So what it means, they are unemployed, they are doing nothing. And what will be the resultant effect? They will take the back door by involving themselves in all these vices and all that. Let me tell you, you cannot produce a human being and expect that person to just wake up in the morning and do nothing. I have discovered something in this country. Nigerians are not lazy. They want to work. Anybody that calls you, any young man or young girl that calls you and say, I'm looking for work, I want to work. Unlike other countries, go to Dubai and go to other countries where their government pay their citizens. They relax, do nothing. Others comes to work. But here Nigerians wants to work to make a living. And let me shock you. Nigerians are more interested in feeding. Let them eat food. Many Nigerians are not interested in building skyscrapers and all the rest. Unfortunately, the educational system has collapsed. Formerly, who was talking about private universities and private schools in this country? We all went to public schools when things were good. But today, what is happening? Everybody deserves a good and decent life. And that is even the purpose of creation. All these things are man-made. So the government knows what to do, as far as I'm concerned. So empowerment is very easy. Only that they do it in a wrong way because of impunity and political
So
interest.
You're saying the basic reason for insecurity is because of some people's selfishness?
Definitely, it's not
until that is addressed.
Not until it is addressed. And secondly, a major issue I have to let Nigerians know is this issue of ethnicity and tribalism.
Yeah, religion as well.
Yes, the religion comes, but the major problem is ethnicity and tribalism. You know why? The country itself, the government itself is playing tribalism and ethnicity.
Okay.
Do you know how? If you see any form today, if you see any form today, whether in a federal government parastatal or anywhere, and you ought to fill form, the first thing you see is your name. Second thing, state of origin. Another thing, local government of origin. Is it supposed to be like that? In a country you say you are one Nigeria. What are you supposed to have? Place of birth. And by law, your place of birth becomes your domicile.
Okay.
Anywhere you're born, you're a citizen of that
All
place.
right, thank you, Justice.
Can you see an American now ask him, where are you from? He will tell you, I'm from Chicago or New York. But if you ask any Nigerian now, where are you from? He will tell you, I'm from Imo State. The word Nigeria is not there. So we, which I'm the National President of Association for Good Governance, we developed a thing we called the Wonder Bill. And that is the only solution to this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justice. We're completely out of time. We must say regards to you for all of your input and contributions today. We do appreciate that. We have to bring you back to talk more on all of these salient issues. Our guest here in Lagos has been a human rights activist and lawyer, Barrister Justice Owebu. And we must say a very big thank you to Kelly and, of course, everyone at Ibadan who joined us. A big thank you to Mr. Shaya Oyele, Director General, Dawn Commission. We also had Deji Oshibogu, that's Otumba Deji Oshibogu, the convener of Yoruba Koye. And, of course, lastly, we had Wale Oshun, Chairman of Afenifere Renewal Group, who all joined us from the ongoing summit there in Ibadan. And,
of course, at Abuja, we had Senator Yusuf Abubakar Yusuf, who will represent the Taraba Central. Thank you so much to you who sat back to enjoy this show. We'll be back at 10 tomorrow while we're looking at health. I'm Uche Onyekuje. Bye for now.
Yeah, specifically tomorrow is the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We'll be focusing on that on the show. Many thanks for being a part of the show. My name is Justin Akadonye.